Hello, I'm Kim Rebeck. As host of Oklahoma Gardening, I'm more accustomed to a rake and a shovel than a big tractor like this. But even with this type of equipment, working in agriculture can be tough, grueling work. And that work can be even more difficult, if not impossible, when you have a disability. But help is out there. As part of the 1990 Farm Bill, Congress established the National AgrAbility Program to assist farmers and farm family members. It's the job of AgrAbility to get people with impairments caused by injury or illness back to work. They accomplish this through direct education and assistance, on-site training advice, training for rural professionals, and through rural volunteer resources development. Oklahoma AgrAbility started in 2003 with the mission of helping Oklahomans with disabilities. How do they do that? Well, here's a few stories about folks that AgrAbility helped get back into the fields. Don Trammell has a 160-acre cow-calf operation where he raises his own hay. Unfortunately, during an operation for a brain aneurysm, he suffered a stroke, but that didn't keep him down for long.
My right side is completely paralyzed. I have no feeling in it. You know, the doctor told me I'd never walk again even, so I proved him wrong, but
Don found the National AgrAbility Project on the internet and was referred to Oklahoma AgrAbility. They sent an occupational therapist to meet with Don and perform a site visit.
They come down and kind of assess the place and seen that I had cattle to feed and hay to feed, and then they come back and ask me a bunch of questions.
What they found was that although Don could walk, getting on and off his tractor was still a huge obstacle.
If somebody'd help me on the tractor and I'd do something, but they'd have to help me off.
He needed a tractor lift. After identifying the problems, AgrAbility works with other organizations and agencies to help find the solution.
Oh, it's been everything in the world. I can do anything I want to do now, because I can go get on a tractor anytime I want to.
Site visits are the first step in determining what a person might need, and every situation is unique. Ethan Treadwell of Frederick, Oklahoma, required a very different solution. Driving home late one night, he had a serious accident in the Jeep he was driving.
I made it all the way until about 50 yards before my entrance, and I don't know what happened. The highway patrol can't say what happened, but the Jeep flipped several times, and needless to say, it put me in a coma for about 14 days.
Ethan recovered, but injuries to his brainstem and spinal cord left him with memory problems. A personal digital assistant, or PDA, is what he needed.
We get spraying. With the sprayer, you have to be on top of things, how many ounces per each chemical you're going to put out per acre. And that's a lot for anybody to remember. I'm hoping to put everything into this PDA, and that way I won't ever lose track, because if you make one mistake, it can be very costly, it can be very expensive. And then my cattle numbers, all my cattle numbers, I keep it all on Excel on the computer. And I'm hoping that, you know, I carried a little pad in my pocket, and it helps. But it's only as good as one can write, and I can't even read my own handwriting half the time.
Disabilities don't have to be caused by injury or trauma. Ernest Gorath is a fifth-generation cattle producer in Perry, who now raises elk. His degenerated spine and arthritis make it painful to ride a tractor.
So when I'm feeding in the wintertime, all these chuck holes and armadillo holes that you bang your back continuously every day when you're feeding. I have 9 pastures and 9 lots that I feed out of, and I was looking for some way to do it easier and more relaxed.
Ernest's county extension educator told him about AgrAbility. His solution was simple, a new tractor seat.
And it's been very helpful, and you can raise it up and adjust your tension, your height back and forth, and it's been real nice. And the vibration on my hands with the arthritis, and they got foam and put liners on my steering wheel and take some of the vibration off my hands so they're not hurting so bad when you get done with the day of working.
AgrAbility also provided assistive devices to help around the house.
Whenever your arthritis grabs a hold of you and you're trying to open pill boxes early in the morning trying to get relief. And jars is the same way when you have canned goods and then you can't get in them. So they're very helpful.
And I've been raising horses for probably 40 years, and I'd like to continue raising them as long as I can. And with a little assistance from AgrAbility, I think it might work.
Elmer Corsi may not seem like he has a disability, but he does.
I've got macular degeneration, which is a leakage of blood vessels on the back of the retina. And I was diagnosed with that. I worked until I was 50 years old at a job, but my vision started off getting so bad that I couldn't drive at night, and I had to quit my job. And then it just continued to get worse and worse, and it's to the point now that I'm probably 95% blind. I've got probably about 10 brood mares, and I raise 6, 7 babies every year. And the challenge is not being able to see much anymore. Why, it's getting a little difficult to handle them babies and feed and everything. But AgrAbility's come out and helped install some lighting and stuff in my barn, and it's really improved my vision by being able to see a little better.
Elmer also needed a round pen to help with training his horses.
Before I got the round pen, I had to just kind of go out and catch them yearlings and try to hang on to them in there, and didn't have them confined where it was a little more difficult. Also use it for a turnout pen for one of my studs that I put him out in the day where he can get a little exercise and have a little green grass to eat in the summer. And it's been a big help with that round pen.
The farming way of life is important to rural economies and to America as a whole. And as the farming population ages, disabilities will no doubt become more common. Helping farmers and their families overcome these challenges is important to all of us. But AgrAbility does not accomplish any of this alone. It coordinates assisting farmers and ranchers in assessing their needs with county extension offices and other programs like private nonprofit organizations. AgrAbility also looks to foundations, local businesses, community groups such as 4-H and FFA, and especially state organizations like the Department of Rehabilitation Services, all with the purpose of providing individuals the help they need.
I'm a firm believer in AgrAbility. I think it's the greatest organization I've seen, for helping farmers.
Without AgrAbility's help, I don't think I would have probably even tried to continue with the horses and that. So it's really kept me going and give me the incentive to go ahead and try to do a little more than I would have without them.
Farmers and ranchers and anybody tied to agriculture, they have a bad problem about being too headstrong. And if you're hurt and you're down on hard times, don't be too headstrong. Lean on somebody else. Go to somebody like AgrAbility, and they will help you in whatever way that is possible in whatever problem that you have.
If you or someone you know has a disability or illness that keeps them from working on the farm, contact AgrAbility.